Hi everyone, and welcome to another MimiLumi Presents yoga video. For those of you who have been joining in on my online Zoom yoga classes or who are part of the newsletter, you'll know that I've been talking about changing the format of these YouTube offerings. So we've been doing what was essentially an hour-long class and quite a traditional yoga flow for most practices. But I want to try to do shorter sequences, anything from sort of like 15 to 25 minutes that are just like little short, sharp bursts of movement or flow or meditation or breath work that you can bring into your day. And the idea with that being that it frees you to be able to do it more often. It also means that I can hopefully create more for you. And it also just means that there can be a real set focus. So we'll be maybe just looking at, balance, breath, hips, etc. Today we're going to be really focusing on our spine and our back. So for those days where you sort of wake up or at any point during the day where you really feel that it's almost like someone's squeezing or holding onto your spine and everything just feels really stiff and locked up. And this little sequence or flow, very gentle, shall hopefully help to free and open up your spine. So let's get started. So we'll start seated today in a nice comfortable cross-legged position. Feel free to sit up on the edge of a cushion or a folded blanket if you prefer. And we'll start with hands on the knees. Softly close your eyes and just take a couple of steadying breaths. We won't be here too long, but breathe in and out through the nose. And just notice how you're feeling today as you come to your mat for this short practice. Notice those sensations without any sense of positive or negative attachment. Breathing gently in and out through the nose. Become aware of any areas in your body that might be holding tension and just see if you can take these next few breaths as an invitation to release that tension. So that as you breathe in, you feel your muscles, cells, tissues, and fibers expand outwards. And as you exhale, there's a sense of surrender and release. And then after your next exhalation, whenever that might be, feel free to keep your eyes still closed. We're going to draw our chin down towards our chest and let our weight rock back slightly on the tailbone. And you're really gripping onto the knees here. Good. So there should be a bit of a C-curve shape through the spine. And you're just dropping that chin down towards the chest. And if you are feeling quite sore or stiff in the spine, you will feel that stretch all the way from your tailbone all the way up to the base of your skull. And then from here, we'll trace little circle patterns along our chest. So it's like a little semicircle shape that you're tracing with the chin over the chest. And you can move as fast or as slow as feels right for you. And if you find a little sweet spot where you feel the stretch really strongly and you want to hold there for a few breaths, feel free to do so. Or similarly, if you're just enjoying that sense of flow, that sense of unwinding, then just keep that movement going. Good. Take the head back towards center. Inhale back to a neutral starting spine and lift the gaze back up to neutral. From here, eyes again can still be closed if you prefer, or they will start to open and become adjusted to the light in the room. We'll exhale and drop our right ear down towards right shoulder so that we're stretching out through the left side of the neck. And this can be simple enough as it is, or perhaps you're extending that left arm out just slightly from the body, fingertips just hovering off the floor, so you take that stretch a little bit more neurally down into the left arm. A few breaths here. Gaze is soft. Wonderful. One more deep breath in. Exhale to take the left hand back towards the knee. If it's shifted, inhale, head back to center. Exhale, left ear down towards left shoulder now. And really try to relax through the face and the jaw. Don't hold any tension there. Let gravity do all the work. And perhaps now this time the right arm extends out with the fingertips just hovering off the mat or the floor slightly. Deep breaths in and out. Real easeful start to this little sequence. Good. One more deep breath in. Exhale, the hand returns to the knee, and then we inhale the head back to center. Let's take hands to prayer at heart center. And take a moment to really find some focus and intention of the palms pressing together. And as you inhale, feel the spine lift and lengthen. Exhale, feel the abdominal muscles just slightly engage. Good. From here, we'll inhale to grow even taller. Exhale, take a twist towards your right, just using the power of your stomach muscles. And then release the right hand behind you and the left hand to the outside edge of the right knee. And again, if you're feeling a little sore and stiff, you're not going to move too deeply into the twist, and that's fine. Inhale to grow even taller, back of the neck stays long, and then exhale, perhaps if it's comfortable, you're turning the gaze to look out over that right shoulder. And as you hold here, I really want you to think of sending that breath in towards the back of the spine, particularly any areas where you're feeling that tension the most today. So maybe that's in the lower back or the lumbar spine, or maybe it's more up in between the thoracic chest and the shoulder blades, and the neck and the shoulders. Send the breath wherever it needs to go. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, we gently unwind from the twist. We take that same twist on the other side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, it's the contraction of your core muscles, which twist you to the left. When you can go no further, the left hand reaches behind you and the right hand comes to the outside edge of the left knee. Inhale to grow a little taller, and then exhale, deepen that twist. Perhaps you can look over the left shoulder if it feels comfortable for your neck today. And again, the whole point of this sequence is if you do have that sort of tight back, we're just trying to really gently help it to unwind and open. So don't force or wrench your spine here. Really listen to your body and just move where you can feel that edge of resistance, and then hover there. And breathe through it. Your body will tell you when it's ready to move deeper. One more deep breath in, and then exhale, gently unwind from the twist. From here, we've been in this cross leg for a while, so take the hands behind you and then change the cross of the legs. Just so that we're keeping things a little bit more symmetrical and we're not getting too stuck into that one point. Hands return to prayer at heart center. Let's move through 2 big open heart breaths. Deep breath in, opening up through the heart center, stretching through the arms, and then exhale, the hands return back to prayer. Inhale, big open heart breath. And then exhale, the hands return to prayer. Let's move through our circle of joy now. Interlace those fingers. Inhale. Move those elbows apart, but resist with the fingertips. Exhale, press and curve the palms forward, chin to chest, create that C shape through the spine. Yeah, so really, really deep C curve. Inhale, we start nice and tall, letting those shoulders drop away from the ears. And then exhale, the hands come behind. We interlace those fingers. Inhale, big open heart breath. Exhale, we release. Instead of coming straight back to prayer, I want you to interlace your fingers again with the palms facing in towards you. And then you're going to take a deep breath in, and it's that same sense of trying to pull your wrists and arms away, but the grip of your fingers resists. And you should feel an opening and an expanding between those shoulder blades, particularly at that upper shoulder blade area. And then the hands can exhale to release back to prayer. So we'll keep doing that for another 2 rounds. Interlace those fingers. Inhale. Big open heart breath. Imagine that there's balloons filling in the chest. Exhale, we press and curve away. Chin to chest. Inhale to sit up nice and tall again. Make sure the shoulders aren't creeping up towards the ears. Exhale, we take those hands behind us. We interlace those fingers. Inhale, work the palms and the wrists together as you bring the heart center forward. Maybe the gaze lifts if it's comfortable. Exhale, we take those hands together. Inhale, big breath in. Resist with the fingertips. Open through the back of the shoulder blades. Exhale, we release. One last time. Let's change the cross of the fingers this time. So for most of us, that'll be left fingers forward. Inhale. Exhale, we press and curve away. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, nose, hands come behind. Interlace those fingers. Inhale, big open heart breath. Working the wrists and the palms together. Exhale to release. Interlace those fingers. Inhale, little upper shoulder stretch. And then exhale, the hands return to prayer. Take a deep breath in and bring both arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, simple forward fold. Release the hands and the arms into the mat for support. Let your spine curve and let the chin drop down towards the chest. Yeah, so you're just really letting yourself hang heavy. All of the work is being done by gravity here. And you're feeling that gentle softening and opening through the hips and the buttocks. And again, deep breaths in and out. Really send the breath into the areas where you're feeling those tight, tender or sore muscles, or where that tension is really being held. One more deep breath in, and then exhale. We slowly roll up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. From here, we'll come to our tabletop, and that can be done by either taking the feet to one side and then pressing up with the hands, or if it's comfortable and feels safe for the knees, you can rock out over the knees and then uncross the ankles. Work your way till you're about in the center of your mat to our tabletop, with hands directly underneath shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. Now, often you'd go straight into cat-cow, but I want us to warm up a little bit more through their hips first. So we're just going to begin to take some circles, a few times to the left and a few times to the right. And I'll just change the angle as well so you can see a little bit better. So I'm just circling my weight forwards and backwards as I circle my hips. Opening up a little bit more through the pelvis and through the lumbar spine. Bringing some weight into the hands. Good. And then when you're ready, reverse that circle, so moving in the opposite direction. Good. From here, we slowly come back to center. Bring the knees and the feet together for a moment, just so that you can come back to your upright kneeling position. From here, the toes stay together, but we're going to take those knees out nice and wide, maybe even a little wider than the mat, hands in front of the body. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, let's take a moment in our downward facing hero posture. Working the forehead and the heart towards the mat. Now I want you to think about trying to reach forward a little bit with your fingertips, but at the same time, your shoulder blades are going to rotate out and then try and slide up the spine towards your hips, so they really open and broad through the neck and the chest. Yeah? So as you hold here, you should be feeling a bit of a sense of opening through the shoulders. There's a release through the upper chest, the thoracic chest, as it releases towards the floor. But also as you work the hips back towards the heels and you feel that heaviness there, you're helping to release your lower spine and have a little bit of a stretch in the inner groin. If anyone's really struggling to bring the forehead all the way down to the floor, you can of course stack the forehead up to two fisted hands, or maybe just one fist, wherever it is that you feel most supported. If the hands are out long though and you feel comfortable, we're going to inhale to look forward between the hands, and then exhale, walk our hands all the way to the right side of our mat, and then release and relax back down. From here, try and inch your left fingertips just slightly forward. So you should be feeling a really strong stretch up and around that left armpit, and then all the way down through the left side of the body in towards the pelvis and the hips. Let go of any tension you might be feeling around the face, neck, shoulders. And keep thinking about trying to release the hips and the buttocks towards the floor. Send that weight backwards. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, walk your hands all the way towards the left this time. Then again, we release and relax down. This time as you inch the right fingers forward, take care that you're not letting the right shoulder also come forward as well. So you want to still have that sense of the shoulder blades sliding back, and it's just those fingertips coming forward. Nice deep breath in and out. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, walk your hands back in through the center alignment and then back in towards your pelvis, so you can bring your knees back into neutral. And then we take ourselves back up to our tabletop position. Really spread those fingers wide. Press all of the pads of the hands down into the mat. Now from here, again, we're not leaping straight into cat-cow. Instead, we'll come to thread the needle. So we'll inhale our right arm up towards the sky. And you can see how I've let my hips sway and open up. And then exhale, I want you to consciously think about activating through your obliques and your core as you thread the hand underneath the left arm and reach towards opposite wall. Inhale, big open twist. Maybe you look up if it's comfortable for the neck. And then exhale, we thread. Engage your core muscles to reach that little bit further. Inhale, big open heart stretch, and then exhale, we thread and reach through. This time you can relax the right shoulder and the right side of the head into the mat, and you're pressing through either the palm of the left hand or maybe even coming up onto fingertips. And you're thinking about trying to stack your left shoulder vertically on top of your right, but at the same time relax as much as you can through the head. A few deep breaths here. In and out. And then exhale, you press back through that palm of the left hand to come back to tabletop. We take the same sequence now on the left. Inhale, big open twist. Let the hips sway. Exhale, thread and reach through. Activate through the core. Inhale, open twist. Exhale, thread and reach through. Inhale, last big open twist. Exhale, this time we reach through and relax the left shoulder and the left side of the head in towards the floor. And again, we hold for a few breaths here, actively pressing through the palm of the right hand or maybe the right fingertips, stacking right shoulder on top of left. Keep the back of the neck relaxed. Nice deep breaths in and out. Good. One more deep breath in and then exhale, press through the palm of the hand, come back to your tabletop. And now we'll move through our cat-cow. When you're ready, we inhale to tilt the tailbone up towards the sky, lift forward through the chest and lift the gaze slightly. Exhale, we tuck our tailbone under, arch through the spine, chin to chest into cat, and really actively press through the palms of the hands here. Inhale, reverse that motion, keeping your abdominal muscles switched on to protect your lower back. And then exhale, we start the movement from the tailbone and we curl upwards. Good, so as you continue through this flow, listen to your breath. We inhale into cow, take care that you're not sinking, collapsing into the arms, you're still pressing the other way. And as you exhale into your cat, try not to let the weight shift backwards. Yeah, you want to keep the weight even through the hands and the knees, so you're really accessing that deep stretch through in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, little cow. Exhale, come to cat. Inhale, back to neutral starting spine. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands a little further away from the shoulders. And we're going to come up into our downward facing dog posture now. Exhale. Press and push the other way. Notice how I'm really letting those shoulder blades rotate out and up the spine. Now I'm pressing through every pad and fingertip of my hand. And I've really got nice bent legs. Yeah? Super, super bent. I really want to focus more on my spine. Yeah, like I said, this flow is all about love for your spine and your back. So we're not obsessing too much about trying to stretch through the back of the hamstrings or the back of the legs. Keep pressing the heart center towards the thighs and engage through the core muscles. Maybe give your head a little nod and shake if it feels nice. When you feel that the spine has begun to release a little bit, maybe then you can begin your alternate heel presses. Walk the dog. And again, notice there's nothing really too much changing through my spine here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep that really lovely long line right from my tailbone to the crown of my head as I warm up a little bit more through the back of the legs. Maybe I can inhale to the balls of both feet. I'm not even going to straighten my legs even here. And then exhale, thinking of my heels becoming heavy, really sinking down. Now I've got quite a wide dog here. My feet are quite wide apart. Good. Then from here, I'm simply going to walk my hands back towards my feet to come to a standing forward fold. Good. And you can keep the feet quite wide if that feels nice for you. Or you can heel and turn them a little closer together if you want your feet to be a little bit more underneath your hips. Again, knees are nice and bent. You're just letting gravity pull your spine into a gentle traction, bringing the crown of the head towards the floor. From here, we're going to move into a few little flat back upward lifts and some knee bends. So as you inhale, we'll come up to hands on shins, flat back position. Yeah, notice that I'm keeping my weight quite far forward over my toes. I'm not letting my weight rock back to my heels. And then as I exhale to fold back down, I'm really going to bend my legs. Almost coming into a real squat-like position. Inhale, I lift and lengthen. And then exhale, I squat. So again, yes, we're stretching through the back of the legs. We're opening up that area. but I'm really making it more about the release of my back. Yeah. Really trying to warm up through the spine. Engage through those core muscles as you come to your flat back position. Yeah, draw the belly button in towards the back of the spine. Last time, inhale up, exhale, we lower, nice soft bent knees. And then from here, we're going to trace those fingertips along the mat and the floor, coming into a little figure of H pattern. Nice and slow. And then I'm going to slowly begin to roll up through the spine as I maintain that sway. Gaze still down. Should feel like a really lovely massage through the spine. And then I inhale up, head, neck, and shoulders last. Good. Come slightly out of frame. I'm sorry, guys. Let's do that again, yeah? So this time we're going to exhale and roll back down through the spine. Super slow. Soften the knees as much as you need to. And we come back down to that forward fold, Uttanasana. And let's do this once more. Little bit of a sway, side to side. And then when we're ready, we exhale, we begin to do that roll up whilst we maintain that sway. No need to race through it. Inhale up, head and shoulders last, standing Tadasana. Now that we've come to standing, I really encourage you to take Tadasana with your feet hip width distance today. Rock your weight slightly back onto your heels, pick your toes up, spread them wider, give them a wiggle, and then press them back down towards the mat. Before we move on, we're going to do a quad stretch. So often if you have really tight quads, you have a tendency to tilt your pelvis forward, and so you can see that's going to put a lot of load into your lower back. So if you have quite sore lower back, it could actually stem from a tightness in the front of your thighs and your quadriceps. So try to come to a neutral spine, press your pelvis a little bit further forward, drop your tailbone towards the floor, but don't tuck under. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Take your weight into the right leg, and then we're going to pick this left foot up. Guide the knees together, and encourage the left heel to come towards the back of the left buttock. Again, I pivot. You can see I'm trying not to let my pelvis tilt forward in an effort to get the heel closer to my bottom. Yeah, I'm trying as much as possible to keep a neutral spine, and if that means my heel doesn't touch my left buttock, that's fine, you know. Especially if this is the first bit of exercise or movement that you've done today, you might be still feeling quite cold or a little tight. Even here. A few more breaths in and out. Good. And then exhale, we release that left foot towards the floor. We take a stretch on the other side. So take the weight into the left foot this time. We bring the right foot in. Adjust with both hands if you need to. And again, the tailbone drops down towards the floor. We feel the crown of the head lift up towards the sky. Try slightly to guide the knees a little closer together. They don't have to touch, but there's an energy and connection there. Yeah, and then exhale, just ever so slightly as the thigh begins to open. You can draw the right heel a little closer towards your right buttock. And of course, if you're feeling a little wobbly or unbalanced today, come to a wall for support. Bring your hand towards the wall. There's no reason why you need to make this a strong balanced posture if that's not something you want to do today. One more deep breath in, and then exhale, release that right foot back down towards the mat, and again, come to this square hip position. Inhale, take the hands behind, interlace those fingers behind the head, and you want your thumbs to be lined up along the neck. And then it's a sense of hammocking through the arms. So the elbows reach up towards the sky, and you can really feel that your hands are almost lifting your skull up and away from the neck. Good. Take a deep breath in to lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, we're taking a very small slide curve towards our left. Keep pressing out through the left foot. Inhale, a little twist to look up towards that left corner. Exhale to release, and then inhale, we bring the spine back to neutral. Exhale, little slide, bend towards the left. Notice my hips aren't shifting. Inhale, I twist. Exhale, I recover. Inhale, I lift out of the bend. Yeah, so again, you're really pressing out through the soles of the feet. And if I curve to the right, I think about pressing through my left foot, and opposite. If I'm curving to the left, I press out through my right foot. Inhale, exhale to twist. Inhale to recover. Exhale to come up. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Recover. Just continue on with this little sequence in your own time. Listening to your own breaths. And if you want to change the breathing pattern, feel free to do so. Have a little play and experiment of what feels best. Do you feel better if you side bend on an inhale or if you side bend on an exhale? Good. Next time that you finish up on the left, we inhale back up and we exhale to release those hands. And I just want you to take a second. So we've really just activated through our obliques quite strongly, the muscles that wrap around our chest and our thoracic spine. And just take a second to just turn the head from side to side. And hopefully everything that we've done, particularly that last sequence, has just really allowed a freedom through the neck so that you feel that you're able to turn the head a little bit more than perhaps you were able to. Yeah? Good. Now, inhale both arms back up. Hold onto the right wrist with the left hand. And then again, we're going to inhale to lift up and then exhale, come into a slightly deeper side bend. So you're really feeling that stretch through the spine. Again, I don't really want you to bring the hips out to the side. I want you to think up and over. Good. Inhale to recover. Change those hands. Exhale, side bend towards the left. Just look wherever is comfortable for the gaze. Inhale. Exhale, release those hands. Now, if any of you are still feeling quite tender and sore in your lower back, then I'd like you to skip this next little posture and just fast forward and join in the next sequence when we come back down to the floor. But if you're feeling okay, let's bring those feet, those toes together to traditional Tadasana and have a sense of squeezing the inner thighs slightly together. We'll take a deep breath in, and then exhale, I'd like you to come to your chair posture, yeah? So there, again, there's that sense of the legs are squeezing together. I want you to think about the tailbone being drawn to the floor behind you as the crown of the head reaches forward. And keep the arms quite wide and open in the V, palms slightly coming upwards. Then as you exhale, we're going to twist towards our right. So we're going to bring this left elbow to the outside edge of the leg. Hands will come to prayer. And then you're pressing down through the prayer position to deepen the twist and turn to look over the right shoulder. And all this time my core muscles are super engaged. I'm really thinking about drawing my belly button in towards the back of my spine. And I'm sending deep breaths in towards the back of my body. Inhale to release, and then exhale as we actually rise up. Good. Let the hands drop for a second. Just feel how the spine is feeling. Maybe you're like, ooh, that wasn't for me. Fine, again, move on. If you want to take it to the other side, deep breath in to lift and lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, engage through those inner thighs and the abdominal muscles to come to the chair. Squeeze the glutes a little bit together. And then as we exhale, we contract through the core muscles even more. We take the outside edge of that right elbow to the outside edge of the left thigh. Hands will come to prayer, and then we deepen that twist by pressing through the prayer and looking over the left shoulder. Try to keep those knees squeezing together and not sort of splaying off to the side. Yeah, they're still pointing out directly over the toes. Just hold for a few breaths here. Good. And then we inhale to release. And then exhale, we actually come up. Inhale, release those arms. Good. We'll come back down towards the floor now. So you can release those feet back to hip width distance if you like. And then exhale, we slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae with knees soft to come back to Tadasana. Bring those hands towards the floor so that you can release down to a toe squat. And then carefully lower your buttocks onto the floor. And we're going to roll down onto our spine. So if you're not there already from the toe squat, the hands come behind us and we just lower the bottom onto the floor. We use our hands to help lower us all the way down onto our mat. Bring the feet in quite close towards the buttocks, as close as you can without feeling any pinching in your kneecaps. Hands come beside the body. We're going to come up into our bridge posture a few times, simply as a flow, so just as a way of sort of working out the kinks we're not really going to hold. So press the palms down in towards the mat. Deep breath in. As you exhale, contract through your core muscles, press your lower back into the mat. And then inhale, we lift the hips up towards the sky to create a diagonal line from knees to head, pressing firmly through
the hands, the shoulders, and the feet. On your next exhalation, we slowly roll down through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, drawing the tailbone slightly towards the heels. Release the buttocks and the hips last. Inhale back to neutral standing spine. Exhale, we contract. Inhale, we press the earth away. Keep those knees pointing out over toes. Exhale, we slowly roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Adjust the hands and shoulders if you need to. One more time. Exhale, contract. Inhale, we press the earth away. Exhale, we slowly roll down. Inhale, spine returns to neutral standing position. From here, let's come to our thread the needle posture. So we're going to pick this left leg up and press the left ankle just above the right knee and guide the left knee out towards the side. Bit of a contraction through the core muscles to bring that right thigh in towards the chest. And you're either holding on to the back of the right thigh or perhaps the top of the right knee, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Use your left elbow to guide the left knee out towards the side. And hold here. So we're finishing on a nice glute stretch because, again, issues or discomfort from the back can often stem from tightness in and around the hips, the pelvis, and the glutes. So it's nice to finish on this lovely hip and glute opener. If you're feeling particularly tight, then all you simply do is close your eyes here and breathe through the stretch. Inhale. So imagine your breath flooding in towards that left hip and left buttock. Make sure that the left foot stays flexed. Perhaps if you can feel the hip begin to open and soften, you can exhale and just activate through the bicep slightly, a bicep curl to draw the right knee and thigh in closer towards the chest. And you can stay here, a little bit more static, or if you want to bring a bit of a sense of flow, perhaps you might like to rock very gently and slowly that right thigh side to side. So you feel a bit of a massage sensation through the lower back and the hips and pelvis, but also you can notice how the rock will change the quality of the stretch through the left hip and the left buttock. Good. Come back through center and hold. Maybe you can find that little bit of extra release on that next exhalation before you inhale to release the right foot back down towards the floor, and we change the cross of the legs. So left foot comes down and then the right foot comes up. And again, foot's really flexed. The ankle's resting just above the left knee, right knee guiding out towards the side. We contract through the core muscles on an exhale and guide the left thigh in towards the chest. Try to keep softness through the shoulders, neck, and face here. Don't let any tension creep up there. You shouldn't feel like you're almost curling up towards the leg. You should feel supported and relaxed down in towards your mat. Deep breaths here, in and out. And again, remember, the inhale allows oxygen to flood into those areas where you feel the stretch the most. And as you exhale, those areas soften. Maybe you can guide the thigh a little closer towards the chest if that feels comfortable for you. Or maybe you want to take that rock from side to side. Ever so slightly. Good. Slowly we come back to center. Exhale, maybe we can deepen the stretch a little bit more before we inhale to release that left foot back down towards the mat. Right foot comes off the left knee. From here, arms in cactus shape position. Take your feet out wide, knock your knees together for a moment, and then take a spinal twist flow. So knees will go all the way to the left. So you turn the gaze towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, we twist. Inhale through center. Good. And I really encourage you to take it as a flow rather than a held position, because like I said, we're trying to work out the kinks here. And sometimes if your back is feeling a little stiff, if you hold for too long in a spinal twist, it almost just exacerbates the tension. And I want you to feel like you're allowing the spine to have a sense of movement and freedom. And then it's nice to feel that sense of massage through hips, buttocks, and pelvis. Good. And then inhale, head, neck, and knees back to center. Good. From here, if you'd like to take a few moments, knees knocked together, just to take a few breaths, close the eyes. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you want to come up and continue with the day, the knees come to the chest. You can either roll over onto one side and then press up with the hands, or you might like to rock along those vertebrae. Again, only if you're feeling comfortable through the spine. If you feel like it's opened up enough, we come to seated. Yeah, take a moment to just, again, bring those hands to prayer at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Slightly bow the forehead down. Reconnect with your breath and notice the difference in your body from just this short little practice. Do you feel any different through the spine or anywhere in the body? Do you feel perhaps a little bit more centered? Does the breath feel a bit more controlled? Take a moment to thank yourself for taking the time out of your busy day to dedicate some time to yourself in this practice on your mat. And then take a moment to just bow down towards the earth. Surrender down. Maybe the hands come down towards the floor. Expressing just a moment of gratitude for this safe space and for all those who have practiced and taught yoga before us. And then you're ready to continue on with your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you liked it. If you have any sort of little trouble areas or any areas that you'd like to focus on, please feel free to shoot a suggestion into the comments below. Hit that subscribe and that like button, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a wonderful day.